What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how to increase your recruiting revenue by knowing who to target. What's up guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you already follow me. Hey, if you're not in our Facebook group, link in description to Recruiter Empire. We definitely want to see you in the group. 10,000 recruiters in there, absolutely tons of resources. Join the group, please. All right, so the first principle in recruiting that you should always understand is that we always want to target the people that hire people. You are 100% wasting your time if you're talking to anyone else or targeting anyone else that is not going to be the actual person to hire someone. This is why I often teach and preach that 98% of the time, HR is not your friend. HR is a middle person. HR is a roadblock. It's not going to help you get to the actual hiring manager, the person that's going to sign off on a document, the person that will agree to do terms with you, all that kind of stuff. You want to get to the right target. So let's talk about that. So there's typically three main ways to target that I want to go over, and I'm going to just do that in lockstep. So get ready. Number one is going to be targeting by niche. So you can always target decision makers by simply running a LinkedIn Sales Navigator search with a keyword in the niche, like let's say software or transportation or medical device, whatever you want to search for as far as niche. Now, by doing a search like that, LinkedIn is going to return to you pages and pages and pages of tons of people that are in that niche, probably 30, 40 million plus, right? But obviously we want to find the people that are hiring in that niche. So this is where we use the filters on Sales Navigator. I specifically recommend using number one, geography, because likely you have a client and it's in a specific region, maybe let's say Houston, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, whatever. Then secondarily, utilizing seniority level. I want to emphasize seniority level because on a side note, there's a strategy that I teach and preach, which is top to bottom, right? So always at companies, the highest level individuals are the most likely to be doing the hiring, right? Or have a big say in the hiring decisions. So always top to bottom, like a C-suite director or a VP, that's a person that's going to make a hiring decision. All right, so my second method for targeting is targeting by position. Okay, so this method can work just like the first one, but for maybe something very, very particular, like if you're working with cybersecurity with a particular background and certain experience, etc., etc. So you would type in cybersecurity and go from there. But this is going to be a really particular, specific criterion that you're going to be entering into your filters. Let me go into that. So on the filtering, you would obviously go ahead and use geography, things like that, but then you would use other filters that we normally wouldn't use, such as current company, past company, years of experience, things like that, that will get you down to a really, really small result. And that's going to be the position targeting method. One filter in specific on that filtering method is actually called position or title. So you can literally search for the actual position or title name by keyword that you put in for what that position would be. Now, there's pros and cons with this, because if you put in that title, it's going to bring you back maybe a really small segment of results. But if it's a common title and you know it's going to bring you back a lot of results, then you might get a lot of results from it, which is great because you obviously want the more the merrier. So this particular method of search by position is awesome for searching for candidates, but it's also awesome for searching for clientele as well. All right, so number three, search and target by company. All right, so this pretty much negates the first two search targeting methods, but stick with me here because this one's awesome. So of course you would put in a search term like a niche like we did in search one, but you would definitely change the way you're doing filtering, and I'll tell you exactly why next. So let's say you're looking for companies that are in oil and gas and they're in Texas. So naturally, you would go ahead and put oil and gas into the keyword search bar, right? And then you would get a bunch of results, right? Now the filtering comes in. This is going to be completely different. So when you're doing your filtering, there are two tabs in the top left of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. One is leads, one is accounts. Leads always will return people profiles. Accounts will always return company profiles. You want to click over and tab over to the accounts tab to search and target companies. So clearly by tabbing over to accounts, we're not going to be searching for individual people. So that negates all the stuff we need to do about filtering out specifics about individual people at companies, but rather we're going to be doing filtering on elements that we want and variables that we want about those companies. So for instance, filters that you would add would be geography, industry, company headcount growth, and any other variables that you find relevant for your particular search need. So your results are just going to be a bunch of companies, like a bunch of companies that are in Texas, that are in oil and gas, right? But we want to do some more filtering on that to make sure we're hitting the right companies that we actually want to talk to. Consider this just a different way of finding decision makers. Ultimately, that's what we're going to be doing, and I'll tell you how we'll get there next, but this is just a different variable and a different methodology on how to find a decision maker. So once you have that list of all those companies that have come up from LinkedIn for oil and gas in Texas, you're literally just going to click on any one of those companies, and there's an actual tab on that company page that says decision makers. How cool is that? Thanks, LinkedIn. So this tab, decision makers, is what LinkedIn algorithmically decided are the people that are actual decision makers at that specific company. So once you actually click that tab, you're going to see like maybe 4 or 5 people. Sometimes it's a lot more, sometimes it's a lot less, but nonetheless, you'll find whoever it is that you want. Maybe you pick off 3 or 4 people. Maybe you pick off one of the head honchos or whoever looks the most important and target them using automation, cold email, however you want to reach them. You'll reach them that way, but you'll find the decision maker that way by starting by targeting company. All right, so if you're not targeting using any of those 3 strategies, your targeting is probably off or totally wrong. And I think you should definitely change that. All right, guys, if you found this video valuable, please smash that like button. Also, be in Recruiter Empire, link in description to our Facebook group, and I will see you guys next time.